I'm sorry, New Year's. How's your New Year's?
Gary, you are
Very
delicious, bro.
uneventful. Very uneventful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'll tell you one thing, Devin. I'm coming out that way, and I love it. I love it. You got me hooked in here, and now I'm going from this big fat guy into this. I want like a six pack, man. And you've influenced me with all those bumps, and everything. And man, it's awesome. It's
Uh,
awesome. It
it
gets
makes
me
me happy to
excited,
hear.
man. Oh, I'm
Well,
hungry,
that's
man.
great. That's great. Anytime I hear somehow that I've managed to be a positive influence on somebody, I'm like shocked. So that's great, man. Well, hopefully we get to hook up and do some ripping.
Absolutely. I'm still pretty fresh. Yeah, I would say I'm probably on that. I'm past the amateur stage, I would say. I'm on the verge of the pros. I would like to imagine.
Yeah.
For this whole weight loss journey, my strength has been going up.
Yeah.
Has been going up consistently.
Good.
But only reason it's been going up because I've been supplementing with creatine as well, monohydrate.
Yeah.
Get some, the water to the muscles, protein. Just building up and cutting my carbs down. So my strength has been going up, but my body's eating off the fat, and it just feels so good. And like 20 pounds a month, and all medical conditions
Wow.
gone,
20 pounds a
gone.
month.
Well, 90 pounds in 5.5 months.
Wow.
Hey,
Awesome.
Derek. Devin. Since I have you here, Billy, I apologize. Can I ask you a couple questions, Devin?
Yeah, man. Billy, that's great news. Keep crushing it, dude. Keep
Absolutely.
crushing it. Get all the way to where you want to go.
220. Almost there.
I'll see you there.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going for a six pack.
Good. That's cool.
So, Devin, so as my return to the sport, basically this half of a year, I find out who Larry Wheels is. I have to do my research. I see trips to Dubai. You're in Dubai. Alex Schoolboy's in Dubai. Ryan's in Dubai. Michael Todd's in Dubai. And it's like, I see that this could be a game changer for somebody who wants to do arm wrestling for a living. And Derek is someone I've known for years. He arm wrestled me at his first match. I thought I could beat him as an amateur tournament. And he said, I'm a lifer. I'm never going anywhere. And I thought, when I was trying to think of something cool, I was like, I think Derek could benefit. This could change his life. Yeah. And am I wrong? Am I right?
You couldn't have picked a better guy, Gary. I'm just learning all this right now. And you couldn't have done a better pick for the community. Derek Smith is an angel. I think that we all know that. The stuff that he does for the people around him, and even in a greater sense with Reddit. And the guy is such a giving dude. He gives back at every opportunity. And he's got so much potential, right? He's a smart giant who's in love with the sport. I'm always watching Derek. So and he's a big part. So Derek is actually a big part of why we have the number one promoter of arm wrestling for this entire year, Larry Wheels, going so hard. So to send Derek, that's a beautiful pick. That's a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah, I felt like he was haunting my dreams. Every time I was trying to think about what I could do on New Year's, I'd open up something on social media and I'd see Derek's name, AW Derek or Arm Wrestling Derek. And I was like,
Gary, you're gonna go to heaven.
Yeah, I felt like
you're a good person.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it makes amends for some of the drama I caused this year.
Whatever.
What's in the past is in the past, buddy. Yeah. No taking it back. It's done.
You guys, you don't have to hang out if you don't want to. I've got 37 minutes to go. I want to thank all of you peeps who helped me do this and do something cool for somebody. 2020 was kind of a bummer year for a lot of people, yet arm wrestling still seemed to have a successful, given all the things. Devin, tell me, how did arm wrestling advance during COVID and the world shutting down? I'm confused.
Well, there's been a lot of shows talking about what went on in 2020. And I mean, the big thing that happened steps forward, I think, for the sport is the emergence of all the shows, because guys didn't stop, guys kept training, guys kept loving the sport. And I would say, in an interesting way, that the growth hasn't slowed down, it's just taken another form. I think that, like, between you, between Neil, Uncle John, I mean, there's been a lot of people who have started to get the word out with content, talking, spreading the message of arm wrestling. And I think that we've been able to reach a lot of people. I think Larry has been a massive influence this year on the greater fitness community, which has been good to see. And what I think is, we have basically, when you have a running anything, like, things are kind of working smooth. And what 2020 did was it put everything on pause. But I feel like a lot of it hasn't stopped. And I think that what we have to be ready for as an arm wrestling community in, like, whatever that is, 2021, sometime, I don't know, but it's going to be at some point, the world is going to start back up again, in a sense that we're going to be able to congregate legally in large groups. And when that happens, arm wrestling promoters, people who are holding the tournaments, they need to be ready for a massive influx of brand new arm wrestlers, guys who have, like, less than a year, guys who've been watching your shows, guys who've been falling in love with the podcast, guys who've been listening, guys who've been studying, guys who've been doing the exercise at home. You're going to have basically a year's plus of great growth and new people showing up. You're going to have a class with 30 people who've never arm wrestled before, 40, who knows, maybe even more, and I think promoters got to be ready for that when the world kicks in again. Like, we're going to have to structure our events so that we have a way to keep these people safe and to pair them up against, not people who've been arm wrestling 3 years and 4 years. Like, I feel like the novice class is going to blow up in 2021.
I agree with that.
I was saying the same thing this morning when we were talking, and I told Gary that there's been a growth in a different direction for the sport, and it's caused people to get out of their comfort zones and think outside the box. And guys like you that have been on social media so heavily, like, laying the foundation all over again for what this sport's going to be. And then, like you said, once it takes off, man, we're going to be prepared and ready for it, and it's going to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Neil, I mean, Devin, how did we get so lucky to get you on? It's almost like I couldn't have scripted this any better. Did you know?
No, I kind of put my phone away. Oh, look at this guy, Roger. There's the guy you really been waiting for. Man, I checked my phone.
Roger.
Oh my God. I got the message, and Adam sent me a message. He's like, dude, Gary's still live. He's been live for almost 24 hours. I'm like, what? I had no idea you've been live this whole time. I was like, okay.
Hey, dude. Hey, you should have heard Evan on here last night. He was in rare form. No, not rare form, but just he was in form. Let's just say he was in form.
So I'm gonna have to catch up on 24 hours of this crap. Gary, what the hell, man? Good thing it's quarantine up here in on Ontario, because I can just put this thing on play in the background, and that's got me covered for, like, I guess, a week, right? That's about a week of listening to YouTube right there.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Gary,
You won't regret it. You will not regret it.
You can only do this once a year.
Yeah. No, dude, I'm not doing this again. I mean, not till next New Year's. Next New Year's.
Oh, it's funny.
We'll find another good cause.
Only you, Gary. Only you.
And the thing is I looked at Uncle John last night. Uncle John does not want to challenge me for sleep deprivation because he looked ragged. He was dying.
Hey, let's subscribe and like to Uncle John's page.
Derek Smith was dying. Everyone was dying last night. Oh, you guys see? I put this guy on. He's been working out for like 2 hours. I don't know who he is, but
He's the next champion.
Oh, there he is. There, he's back. I didn't even know you were floating. Who's all in this chat?
Everybody.
How'd you
Everybody
get
who's anybody, dude.
guys,
Party.
I got 31 minutes to hit 24 hours. Devin, I don't want to keep you, but I appreciate what you're doing. We raffled off 25 arm bet tables for Western Survivor.
Tickets.
I mean, no, 25 raffle tickets.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. It's
So
nuts.
I think Adam is close to having all those 500.
The thing, he called me. That's why I he texted me and he's like, and he told me that he got done and he's like, Gary's been live for 20, and I'm like, what? Yeah, he
dude,
did it. He sold the 500 tickets or whatever.
So man, I have a good feeling about Yuri. Yeah, I had 2 Ukrainian guys on at like 2:00 in the morning talking to me about Ukrainian arm wrestling. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So many people helped pull this off. It was my idea and all that, but it couldn't have been done. I don't know. Uncle John, how many people do you think contributed?
I would say it's got to be at least like 75, 100 people, maybe.
75
This is like the
people have been
best
in the
arm
chat.
wrestling podcast that I have ever been. I mean, like I downloaded Zoom because I was like, fuck, I gotta get in on this. If I don't, then I'm like, I'll die tomorrow. You fucking don't know. And like, I wanted to be in on it just a little bit. Because last night was just kind of lit. I fell asleep watching it, and then I woke up and I'm like, Gary's still fucking going. What kind of cola is this motherfucker on? And here he is. He's just ready.
Espresso, bro.
Some funny stuff, man. Well, Jesus, now I got to go and review, Gary. Now I got to go and review.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you better get your ass.
Guys, I don't know what to talk about next, man. You know, okay, so I tell you guys the one big mistake is I got Chris Gobby to agree to come on, and I accidentally cold shouldered him. Chris Gobby and I were gonna make up online.
Gary, did he actually get on?
No, I didn't. I didn't message him the link. I forgot.
Yeah, but I mean, I sent him all the information. I think he was having some issues.
I know, but
also,
last night though, I kind of dissed him
Oh,
last
okay.
night, unintentionally.
Got you.
Jeff Frank, we accomplished mission, bro.
You muted, Jeff.
Asked to unmute.
You did it, brother.
We did it.
Did you talk Michael into a unified front when you went down to North Carolina to Juju's? Like, I know when you first got there, but then after you got
Hey,
things
Devin, I got a question for you.
channel, growing because of your collaboration.
Should I let my arm heal at a fixed angle? So if I go to a tournament and I have a war with Paul Passmore,
No, Herman, no, you're not a King's mover.
my arm will stay like at not 90 degrees, but maybe like 120 degrees.
No.
Like for a month. It'll take time to actually work my arm back to kind of straight. Should I just let that thing heal up like that?
Oh.
Herman, you have to evaluate your own level of sacrifice. You have to decide how much you are willing to give to be as great as you can be. If you want to be truly legendary, you will tie that arm to your body, lock over, and only pull the sling off to do a range of motion that's about this tight. And then you'll be great.
So basketball is the family sport. So how do I spend time with dad and my kid? I mean, do I just...
You become a left-handed basketball player and a right-handed arm wrestler. That's it, man. You got to give it up. You can't be great at everything.
Do you acknowledge that that's like one of the things with the popularity of the King's move is that that's a dilemma people will have to ask themselves? Like, do I let myself get disabled? Do I choose? Because Devin, for me, I actually have to make a decision. Like, I need to work this arm back or it won't go back.
It's the King's move is such an interesting conversation. I've been trying to really have the conversation to get to the root of the issue, because I really believe that the everything that we've tried to do to control and stop the King's move, we're going about it the completely wrong way. And look at King's move. I've been a big fan of the King's move. I realize that I am like in the very, very small percentage of the arm wrestling community that thinks it's cool to be able to break your arm and all that. But the thing is the whole shoulder below the table thing, it does nothing. It does nothing to anybody who's got a crooked arm who can actually King's move. It doesn't stop us.
Correct. That's not my argument if I had to argue against it. You know, it's that you're relying on like a disability. That's really the thing. And so then it forces the sport in an angle like, do we allow ourselves to get disabled to be better at arm wrestling?
But here's the thing that I'm going to argue very heavily with anybody who wants to have the argument is that you don't get better at arm wrestling by disabling yourself. Look, I was probably my best when I was younger. And I'd probably be better today if I wasn't hurt, you know?
But Michael and George are better.
Yes, but if they weren't hurt, who's to say that they wouldn't still be better?
Oh, no, Michael was going nowhere close to the trajectory and place that he's at now. No way, Devin. No way.
Good. Look at Michael was good. Michael was beating guys like Marcio Barbosa without a King's move. Okay. And when you're beating Marcio Barbosa, you're pretty good. You're really pretty good.
Yeah, but he didn't have the hand, like the King's move protects his hand.
I understand. But he was also, he was having world title shots. Okay. He was in the conversation. He was
super heavy.
He arm wrestled Alexei Vovoda in 2007 for a world title.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you would put him on the card because you'll get like a long, exciting match. But I don't think he was ever really in the running for number one.
No, he was. I'll tell you, I don't think he was either. But that was 13 years ago, and he hasn't taken a day off. Okay, like if you say that, Michael, guess what? You've got an arm that's functional. That means that you can press. And that means that you can high hook, and that means you can generate better pressures in different spots. You know, the trade-off, I don't think that having a wonky elbow has made me stronger anywhere than a few very small places. I think that the disability argument to get back, and I used to think that. I used to think that when I was like 25, I was like, because I grew up around George, I was like, man, I want to get a bent elbow so I can do the King's move. Because that's the way I think. I'm like, yes, I'll do it. But everybody's like, don't do it. It's not worth it. You'll hurt yourself more than it'll take more away from you than it'll gain. And having gone down the road, having it all done, I can tell you it's really, really hard to get a damaged elbow and even remain functional. Like you think it's easy to arm wrestle with all that calcium and all that nerve damage. It is tough to keep that boat afloat. Do not wish for a disability.
Yeah, I'm already partially there, Devin. But So let me ask you this: change the subject. I guess it kind of ties in. Freedom arm wrestling. Like, yes. I like the idea of it. Right. I think there's like a growing period. Like I would have to like train for it for a year because I wouldn't want to break my arm by going all out. But like, why aren't you doing this?
I am. I do it all the time.
No, I mean, like there was one tournament, right? I don't remember any other events or anything.
No, well, I'll tell you. So what I do, freedom to me is whenever I teach now, so I go into schools or whatever. I haven't gone into schools this year, but everywhere I go, when I'm not dealing with like high level arm wrestlers, I show them freedom because I think freedom is it's more accessible. It's more in line with just what people can do everywhere. But there's freedom tables that are so freaking awesome. every freedom table can be different. When you think of freedom arm wrestling, don't think of necessarily like an arm wrestling table without pads. Freedom tables can be anywhere. There is a table in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, that I'm telling you, I want to have a world championships at this place. It is the most righteous arm wrestling arena that you can imagine. There's videos. I had Juji there a year or two ago. I've been every time I go to Toronto, I arm wrestle in this park. There's this giant marble slab. I forget the name
Is
of
that
the
the
park.
one where you drag Juji for like 30 feet?
Yes, that's the one.
Is it like right by the CN Tower?
That's the
Like-
one. Yep.
That's the one. I was right there, man. Right by Ripley's Aquarium.
Right.
And
Beautiful.
you would only get on that
Beautiful.
table with like an elbow pad, right?
You need to protect your elbow. If you're going to do
Yeah.
freedom arm wrestling, I would highly suggest a sleeve. Yeah, you got to wear sleeves. Yeah. And it's great, man. And the thing is with freedom is people think like freedom, oh, there's no rules. No, there are tons of rules in freedom. But when it comes to the King's move in freedom, you can't leverage off the bottom. You can't because your elbow will lift. So it's automatically a foul. And because like as soon as you start to go back like that, you can come forward like a madman. Like you don't need to stay on the conventional pads. So the King's move becomes far less of like a total trump card. Having played with freedom for a long time, I am convinced that it is superior arm wrestling. I think it's awesome. I will continue to push freedom. Like if I have a choice, I will push in the way of freedom. And I'm not anti any arm wrestling. I love all the leagues. I love WAF. I love PAL. I love WAL. I even love the TAL. Go Jeff Frank. You crushed it this year, man.
Hey, I was going to ask you, Devin. Michael Todd, love the guy, got extremely offended when I asked him about the King's move when we went out for supper.
Yeah, well,
he had enough of it.
He's been getting picked on for years about it.
Yep, agreed.
Like he's probably got a callus in his heart, you know. Like
yeah, we were having a really good supper, me, him, Travis Bajan, and I wanted to pick his brain on the King's move, and he got really offended by it. And
yeah, and you know what? Because Michael obviously. You can't love arm wrestling more than Michael does, right? Yeah. I mean, he's given his life to the sport, and he knows that he's right. He knows he's within his rights to do it, and he considers it a personal attack on his entire being when people start to ridicule him in a movement pattern.
Well, he said he does not train the King's move. He only uses it when you're strong enough to get me to that point.
And he's telling you the truth. The same way that I don't train the King's move either. I rely on it heavily when I compete, but when I train the same way as I would train any fundamental arm wrestler. I'm training up tight, cupped in, rolled over, in tight. I'm training all those strengths, but the thing is I will use that ability to fall back and hit my pronator.
Right.
Once it's interesting because there's a thing about the King's move where the language is not really tight. When one person says King's move, one person hears I'm on my bone lock and I'm underneath the table. And people get upset at that. Another person hears the word King's move, and they hear an entire spectrum of open top rolling that may end up at the end, but there's a whole path of opening.
Are you saying that if Michael Todd could hit you off the go, you would never see the King's move?
I notice he's going offensive now.
No, you can the King's move. You are trying to advance your position when you're King's move arm wrestling, but it's through a certain path. It's through a certain path. It's heavy through pronation and it's heavy through drag, and it gives away cup and it gives away shoulder position. Most arm wrestling moves have certain anchors and they have certain paths that they give things away. The King's move is giving away shoulder commitment. It's giving away cup. It's holding on to pronation, and it's focusing on drag. At every opportunity, you're rising. At every opportunity, you're rising. So you can do those things better. And if the door ever opens for that shoulder to get back in the game, lights out. That's King's Move arm wrestling. You know, it's the same thing. Like, I mean, different styles, the hook, the press. You got things you're giving away. You got things you're holding on to. People are upset about King's Move because it is empowering a disability, like we've been talking about. But the problem is, the reason why people are extra upset is because the current rule will never solve it. The rule of the shoulder going below the table will never stop Michael. It will. I'll tell you, it doesn't even stop me anymore. And my arm is, you know, my arm's not as bad as Michael's, but it's bent enough that the whole shoulder below the pad thing, it's not going to stop me from being.
It never affected Pascal. It never affected Anatoly Monosiev. It never affected
Neil on
George.
here.
Neil Armstrong, the legend.
How long have you been snaking out in the background there, Neil?
I was just listening.
It seems who else is listening on this call?
Neil just came on, Devin, about 2 minutes ago.
Sneaky Neil pickup.
Cheers, mate.
When are we going to see more Freedom arm wrestling tournaments? I mean, what are your plans there? I mean, you got a lot of exposure and resources now that you could really put on some tournaments.
So this is what I really want to do with Freedom. Okay. The thing is, one of the things that I don't want to do is I never want to reinvent the wheel. Like, I think that PAL, WAL, Arm Wars, TAL, all the leagues are doing such a great job with high-level organized arm wrestling. Most of the thoughts that I have with what I can do for the promotion of arm wrestling mostly is going to come through ArmBet. Okay, this is going to be my kind of vehicle for pushing the thing forward. One of the things we're going to do within the next few months is we are going to incentivize the discovery of Freedom arm wrestling tables. So what that means is when you're walking through the park, when you're in a bar that's arm wrestling friendly, that has a perfect, you run into a bar and it's like there's that perfect countertop, or you're in the park and there's that perfect bench. Well, what we want to be able to do is take pictures of those, ping them, put them on the map. So when you're on ArmBet, you see people, you see events, you see clubs, you see Freedom arm wrestling tables. So this will be a way for people to get together. And the way that I see Freedom is not only, like, when I start to think about tournaments, there's a totally different way to structure tournaments. And anybody who knows me knows that I am one of the loosest and sloppiest people in the world, and I'm not very good with order. But still, through all that, there is a way to hold events where you know who the winner is. You know who the greatest person in the party is, right? You can choose a gathering at a Freedom event, and you'll be able to do all this through the app. You'll be able to call an event, call a gathering. It can be very loose. People bring things to the party, show up, and just duke it out at these tables. I'm thinking about maximum number of people coming with minimum amount of organization.
Gotcha. Hey, are you familiar with Pokémon?
Buddy, I am way ahead of you. I am way ahead.
I submitted a recommendation. Like, we need bosses on the map and gyms. Like if you go to Lake Charles, Louisiana, there should be like fucking King Kong, and it's Herman Stevens.
I'm glad that you said that, because this is going to be our greatest project of ever, and it's probably going to be a 2-year series. Probably over the course of 2 years, we will name probably 200 Pokemons, and they'll all be from the arm wrestling community. And Gary Roberts is the very first Pokemon.
Nice.
Oh, hey, I want to be Mewtwo, man.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying, Devin?
You'll probably get on there.
You're like a beginner on arm bets, and there's this creature, and he's like fucking level 10,000, and it's fucking Michael Todd, you know?
Yeah. No, that's gonna happen. That's been our plan for probably the last 6 months.
They better not throw me no pancakes to get me in that Pokeball, goddammit.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna try and make it so that it's kind of different from like going and winning a world championships or going and winning a tournament. We want it to be the largest cash prize that arm wrestling has ever seen, but it's going to go to the person who gets the most Pokemons. And what it's going to mean is it's going to mean that people are going to travel all around the world hunting down the best, the coolest arm wrestlers in the world. You're going to, like, not only people, it's going to be individuals. It's going to be, not only people, it's going to be leagues. You will have to compete in the WL, the PAL, the WAF. You'll have to hit all of them for your Pokemon sticker. And even we could do locations. Like, if you don't go to Petaluma and see the fucking statue, you don't get that Pokemon. You have to, like, go and check in, man. Like, we can create mechas. Like,
you gotta catch them all.
Gotta catch them all. Yeah.
Hey, Devin. So basically, as you stated it, I would have to sign a WL contract and then break it, and then go full and slide it. Hold on, and then I would have to get like
you would never get the WL sticker.
Yeah, hold on, and then I'd have to get like a false ID and go pull in WAF because I'm banned there also.
It's gonna only come to the most resourceful. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have a lot of dreams that we want to keep pushing. There's a lot of people who love arm wrestling. There's a lot of people who have done a lot of work for the sport. And, we got a great community. And it's just going to keep getting better until arm wrestling is the biggest sport in the world.
Hey, I got a question for Herman.
Yeah.
Herman, next week you got time to talk. I want to talk to you about your bracket idea there when I come down there April 10th for TAL3. I really like that idea.
Oh, yeah. And it's not my idea. I mean, that, like I said, Eric Rusin did it before. Devin, we're talking about, I guess, the Quebec Enduro, single weight class, seeded by weight, quintuple elimination. It's like a great idea. You get more matches for your dollar, and there's no amateurs and novices. They all shake out into the B, C, and D brackets. Like, it's great. And you get all the weird matches in the middle. I don't know why. I think people should have. I don't know why a promoter hasn't really picked up on this. Like, I know Eric did it a couple times, but damn, we're missing out.
We do it on the East Coast every year, Superman tournament.
Gotcha.
So let's just say hypothetically in a place like Louisiana where you got a large hub of arm wrestlers, let's just say, like, I don't know, it's new to me. I don't know what a guy did. Let's say you had $50,000 in prizes. What do you think a turnout in that scenario would look like?
Oh, I don't know. So, like, as I said earlier, the problem with the event is that you really have to spend time educating people on what it's about. Event is and how it could shake out, and that they have a chance to win. Right? You have to really, like, have the podcast. You probably got to have Devin talk about it so that people understand that, yes, in the first round, you could get matched up with Todd Hutchins, but it's not a big deal because you have 5 losses.
Yeah.
And if you go to the B bracket, you might get matched up with me because I just lost to Rob Vidget. And then once you get to that C or D bracket, you get to run the table because now you're where you should be in this tournament. And at the end of the day, you've gotten 5 matches and 5 shots when normally you get 2 shots.
And it's going to weed out, and the best puller's going to end up in the end anyway.
Yeah, but again, if you just threw that tournament out there, even in a major hub, you could have a total dud. People would go, well, I'm not signing up because Wayne Withers is in the supers, or he's going to be at the top of the bracket. The truth is that Wayne's going to be so fucking tired that he's not going to win that tournament.
Not on the couch.
I think it was Devin talking about sometimes you'll throw it just to get a better draw on the second round. It still comes in like chess, like strategy.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool setup. There's a lot of interesting things. The best guy probably won't win. You'll get the little guy versus Goliath matchups. You'll get everything, from the normal shit to the weird shit to everything in between. I think we got to do it. But again, you'll have to educate people and convince them that they have a shot, which is unfortunate. But they've got a better chance at that event than they do at any other event.
Hey, Devin, whatever talk you had with Michael Todd in North Carolina must have helped him. him and Rebecca now have an outlook. If there's an opportunity, don't let it jump on it. I think that's awesome. It's like you guys have a unified front now, all the arm wrestlers. You talk and have camaraderie, but then whenever it comes down to it, you're trying to build the sport from the amateurs all the way up to the pros. And I think it's just awesome where arm wrestling is going.
Absolutely agreed.
Good times.
Question for you, Devin, if I can. Are you coming to nationals this year, Winnipeg?
It's so hard to say what the hell is going on. Like, my ability to plan has been so limited. The past year, my standpoint has been, I see 3 days ahead of me, and I'm just looking for targets of opportunity. And if I think I can do something, I just do it. And so I'll probably stay with that until I think the fog is lifted. But quite honestly, I don't see the fog lifting.
I agree,
don't see it. You know?
Yeah, they're saying at least another 3 months. Yeah, they're saying for sure another 3 months that they're saying. So it's like, come on already. People are getting hungry, you know, we want to pull.
I think that you have to do what's within your means. So I mean, you know, take it into your own hands and create your own destiny. That's what I would encourage people to do. You know, if you think that you can make it happen, do it. But I wouldn't rely on there being a nationals. I wouldn't be holding my breath for the nationals. I'd be like, hey, Roger, you wanna get crushed this weekend? Right?
Hey, I wish some motherfucker would message me that shit. I've been driving work trucks, messaging people. Hey, I'm by your house. You want me to fuck you up or not? And they're like, no, I'm at work.
And you
don't
don't
fuck
answer
with me. Me?
I've been like, yo, you think you got strong welds? I'm gonna come and break them the same way I'm gonna break your arm.
You can't fuck with my welds. Listen, if I like,
your welds are ugly.
All I gotta do is make a weld channel and like Devin Larrett and just be like peeing on my welds and doing all this weird shit. You know, I'm famous like that. It's on.
Hey guys, you want to know something really funny? I started a new channel on BitChute.
Hey, you showing your dick on that one too, or what?
Never ever follow it. If you find it, never ever follow it.
Oh my God.
No, I got my channel and I'll stay with my channel.
To everybody who gets my notifications, please don't check them for at least 8 hours. Do not look at my notifications until I've had a chance to sober up.
Wow, man.
My life is a disaster, believe me. Believe me.
And then there's me and Uncle John. Uncle John's on that side of Ontario, and I'm on this side, and we both want some Ontario guys that we want to crush. The lower ones, obviously, but
Billy? Where are you at?
I'm out by Winnipeg.
Oh, okay, you're Winnipeg. Okay.
Yeah, I got the Thunder Bay Giants that I got to take care of.
Okay.
We've had some good battles, and it's been pretty crazy. And so me and John are like doing the same thing. We're both picking at each end, and we just want to give her. And these guys are huge. They're like strong men, and I love it, man. Ryan Espy goes, Billy, crack that wrist. Because you go on a hook with them, you're in trouble. Crack that wrist, man. They're like little schoolgirls. Love it.
Thunder Bay's a good club.
Yeah, they are. They are. Jason DeBray, he is the cat's meow over there. That guy's so talented. Like, wow.
And he has been for over 20 years.
Yep. That guy, he's wow. Last year, the tournament, the sword tournament, I believe it, same tournament I was in, he was running through guys like crazy, man. That guy just fast and just crazy, man. Loved it. Yeah. One guy snapped his arm, but but not from one of the Ontario guys, but that's how it goes, right? Too much muscle, not enough bone density, and that strength just took it all away, and he broke his arm. Very unfortunate, but that's how it goes sometimes, right? But,
Yeah.
Hey, I just wanted to make note that we are very close right now, Gary Roberts.
Oh, don't end the party. I'll take Devin as long
I
as
just want to make note. I just want to make note that you have damn near made a complete revolution. 24 hours live for the love of arm wrestling.
Oh, fuck.
It
Yeah.
is ridiculous. You've ruined my next 2 weeks, Gary. Fuck.
Devin Larrett. I've
Hey,
had
you
a
missed
couple.
a lot with Barry Bourne and Evan last night.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Devin Larrett, I have a super chat. Somebody wants to know, when will Matt Mask beat Devin Larrett?
The amazing thing about that is it's a moving date. It's always 1 year away. So whatever the date is today, 1 year from today, he's gonna beat me.
I can tell you, we just moved Matt into his new training facility a couple days ago. We spent the day moving him to his new location. He hasn't been doing a whole lot over the last 6 months, but his new place looks pretty badass, and it's going to be a new pretty kick-ass club.
Uncle John, I can't read that last super chat.
I got it for you, buddy.
That
we got digging it. $35. Well, this is political. The worldwide agenda will continue because people won't stand up and say so. Okay. There you go.
And I got one for you. This is not a super chat. It was totally free. S. Drumel 1 said, Devin, Todd Hutchings pin you in the first round.
Duh. Everybody fucking saw it. Everybody seen that shit.
Do you know how much? Do you know how much I had to pay the WAL to get them to tell Bart that he's not allowed to call a pin for the first 10 seconds? You know how much that cost me? That is half of my prize money, because I knew that was the only way. I'm like, just don't call it. Let me bleed him for 10 seconds, and that dude will never be the same for the rest of the rounds. People can be mad about it, but, you got to do what it takes to win.
How is it to lock up with like Dave Shafee? How is it, like that powerful right hand? Like that must just be crazy, because there's serious horsepower in there.
Billy, do you see? Do you
well,
see what
there
I'm working
too?
with?
Yes,
Do
yes.
you see that?
I do, and it's legend. You guys are like superpowers, but
Dave is a monster. Okay, everybody knows that when I fight a guy like Dave, I'm up against the wall. I'm in the corner. I'm scratching for his eyes. I'm kicking him in the balls. Everybody knows that. And to think that I'm gonna be like, that's not what I do. It's not what I'm good at. I'll do everything I can. And with Dave, there was just enough of a spot there where I was able to get in the match. Dennis, that's a whole different level.
Yep.
I could kick Dennis in the balls 10 times, scratch his eyes out, and he'll still beat me.
He's complete as fuck. He's awesome.
Whole different arm as well, Devin.
Completely different level. Like,
yeah.
I don't think so.
That
Devin,
to me was my most sobering moment.
Devin Larrett, Corey West has entered the building.
Hey, did you see Corey break that freaking lock? See that?
I was there, front row.
There's nothing safe from Corey West in this world.
My man, Corey West.
What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, I'm gonna head out, guys. But I'm gonna take with me some advice from Devin. I know now that I need to just let my arm heal at a really tight angle, and because I need to do everything possible to win, I'm gonna go order some steroids, and I'll see you guys in about 3 months.
Hey, I got that meat coming for you.
Amen. All praise Herman.
Cool deal. Later, guys.
Have a good day, Herman.
Later, Herman.
Herman, thank you.
Good times. Good times.
Corey West.
What's up?
What's up,
Love
man?
the beard.
Let's be real about Corey West here. I think Corey West does not blow his bicep. That was going to be one fuck of a match.
Yep, agreed.
Oh
And
yeah.
he would have won.
Yeah, I felt good about it until until I didn't. So I've had a lot of matches stop there that I did really well from that point. So just one of those deals.
Well, you'll come back way stronger, man. And you're young. And that's the cool, you'll break through it. You'll break through it. You'll smash through it. And you'll come back stronger. And that's the great thing.
Yeah. They did the whole little move it down my arm thing a little bit, but it wasn't significant.
Well, every little millimeter, every little centimeter counts, right? So hopefully he'll come back like the Hulk, and that left will be legendary in a year. Rehab it, get it nice and strong again, and push yourself to the limits, man, because you're capable of it. You're a big dude, strong dude, and you have a lot of support, and keep moving forward, man.
Hey guys, all the best. Happy 2021. Gary, you're amazing. Love what you did for Derek. We'll catch all you guys at some point this year.
See you later.
Have a good day, Derek.
We'll see you around.
Later, dude.
Get better, man.
Guys,
Gary, how you doing?
5 minutes over 24 hours. My wife says it's time to go to bed.
Go to bed, Gary.
Right.
Thank you,
Great
Gary.
job, Gary. Absolutely awesome effort, mate. You're a weirdo. Weirdo camera guy. The OG
The best.
weirdo camera guy.
Can I say we're just letting Joseph enter to say goodbye, so we'll wait 1 second. But I just want to tell everyone this felt like a unity thing here. A bunch of people coming together, all locations, all just to help make something cool happen. If you weren't on the show, you were in the chat. I felt the energy. I felt people wanted to happen. Eric Orseni said it was less about Eric. He wanted to get me the 24 hours.
Neil.
Every one of you guys who chipped in and played a little role, a part of that, it made this a truly special moment for me. I started this off by thinking for 1 second, what if you embarrass yourself and you don't raise any money, and you basically have to come out of pocket and spend $2,000 that you don't have because you can't not have Derek go if you do this. And I was like, and I'll be honest, at what time is it? 2 in the afternoon, my wife said, I was $500 behind. My wife said, can I give you the $500 so you can just go to bed? And I said, no, I got to hit 24 hours. I got to hit 24 hours. I got to complete this. And you guys pulled through and helped me do it, man.
Thank
you very much.
What'd your total end up being?
What's that?
What did your total end up being?
Well, we hit an hour ago. We hit the total 2,000, but some crazy bastards have given us another $100 or something like that. I don't know.
Nice.
That's great.
How long can you keep going?
I mean, I could probably eke out another few hours, but my wife is waiting.
Honor the wife, man.
You gotta go make sweet. Hey, you gotta go make sweet, passionate love to her. Tell her how pretty she is and how good she smells. I just got hit in the head with a water bottle.
That's because you were trying to grab her chest before. I saw that. I saw that. You were trying to cup.
Listen. She really likes that kind of thing.
Hey, Gary.
Just for the record, I started this whole thing. Uncle John was the first person I called. UJ, thank you, bro.
Hey, Gary, thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. When you first talked to me about it, I was like, God damn it, Gary. That sounds terrible and amazing at the same time. And I knew it was going to have to happen. And I made it for 12. I wish I could have done the 24, but you are beyond. You are on the next level, my friend.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. Subscribe to Uncle fucking John.
Hold on. Wait. I had a second mission that I said I would not log off until Uncle John had 1,000, hit 3,000. How
He
close,
remembers.
how close are we to get Uncle John to 3,000?
Not close enough to say that loud.
How many? What I get?
Hey,
How
listen,
close-
I was telling everybody yesterday, if you don't fucking want to subscribe to Uncle John, you can butt fuck yourself with a fucking snow shovel.
Oh man!
Right now.
Oh, you got to end the show with that.
We got
Hey,
Gary.
man, I love his show. I can't do 2,000 curls of anything, not even 5 pounds.
Hey,
we came up with a very impressive number of subscribers compared to the average of number of subscribers that I get in a 24-hour period. This was well above that.
Mega.
Nice.
Good for
Neil
you, John.
Pickup. It's very strange for me. Your legends, watching your podcast and stuff, and then having you like contribute over here in the name of like something good. It's clear, man, you love arm wrestling so much, like to the core. And to see you in the chat, like fired up, chatting, there's nobody that comments like you. How you go through all the time with all the little emojis, like only you can do that, bro. You have a way. Whenever I see a comment, I was like, oh, that's Neil. We know Neil's comments.
You can't help it, Gary. It was a very interesting and entertaining thing you did. It's unique. It'll go down in history, mate. I don't think anybody will do it again. If they do, they need to give their head a wobble. It's unique. It's special, and there was a lot of, for somebody like we all are who love the sport. You can't not get involved. You can't help but get swept away by that. And so, yeah, you got to comment. You got to throw your hat in the ring. And I feel honoured and enjoyed being a part of it, Gary. And well done, mate. Ridiculous.
Yeah,
absolutely ridiculous. You're an absolute savage. You really are. Fair play to you.
Guys, to you as well, to everyone out there, you all, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, man. Okay, let's
get some sleep, Gary.
Gary, you're awesome, bro.
I guess I'm the
Go to sleep. Tell your wife you love her and you appreciate her, and be like, hey, listen, I know this arm wrestling thing is fucking weird, and I'm real sorry, but it's just the way it is.
Kevin, we forgot to ask Devin about the funny videos. Missed opportunity.
Right, Devin reviews. Well,
I'm sorry.
I'm not talking to him about it.
Thank you all.
If you haven't seen them, watch them.
Yeah. Thank you all very much. Logging off.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
mate. Take it easy.
Gary. This is everybody.
Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New
See
Year.
you, Neil.